So we're here at the Sacred Heart Church, again, the same church we were at yesterday. We talked to one of the people who are working the scene here. They said they were trying to help us out and see if they can get us an interview, so we'll just wait and see what happens.
What we have here is just we're setting up an area where we can facilitate their sleeping quarters.
Right.
You know, right now they're on the floor. So what we did is we brought in a tent, a regional resource that we have in the area, and we're gonna have them, you know, sleep a little more comfortable in the air conditioning here.
Right.
Right here.
Now let me ask you, sir, the people who you're housing here, where are they coming from?
I'm being told they're coming from Central America. A lot of them
Right.
are Central America. A lot of them are younger kids with their moms, for the most part.
And why Central America? Why is that the popular destination?
I have no idea.
Well, what happened today in particular is that the Border Patrol dropped off some, they call them detainees, but
Right.
obviously they're not detained after they drop them off. And normally they have tickets or arranged transportation to go somewhere in the interior. Well, today, apparently for some logistical reasons, some of them hadn't had transportation arranged, or their transportation is tomorrow.
Right.
And so we're having to find places to shelter them for tonight. So we've accessed some resources that we have. We're going to shelter them here tonight.
So why is the Border Patrol bringing them here?
They're not bringing them here, they're bringing them to our bus terminal, because that's where the Border Patrol understands that they have transportation to go to the interior.
Right.
So they're dropping them off. It was our understanding that they were dropped off with tickets or with vouchers for tickets. Turns out some of them didn't
Right.
have their ticket or didn't have their voucher, or like I said, their bus isn't until tomorrow, so they got nowhere to stay. Our bus terminal, by ours, I mean the city of McAllen, the bus terminal is not a 24/7 operation,
Right.
so we've got to put them up somewhere else. So for tonight, we're doing the best we can with this resource, which thankfully one of our neighboring cities
Right.
made available to us, and we're going to put them up here tonight. Tomorrow we'll have a little chat with the Border Patrol and see what's going on.
Right. Now, I'm
Try
just
to get
curious
sorted.
as to what point these people come in contact with the Border Patrol. Do you know?
Originally,
Yes.
you'd have to ask them, but I'm assuming it's coming across
The border. So as far as you know, they come across the border, they encounter the Border Patrol, and the Border Patrol brings them to a facility such as the bus station.
No, they don't bring them there. They take them. They initially take them to the Border Patrol station.
Yes.
And they detain them there and they process them there. And then after they process them, the only ones that you'll see here are family units that are like a mom and a couple of kids that they have determined don't pose any sort of security risk and
Right.
don't have a criminal background, and they've got relatives or help somewhere in the interior. So that category of people, again, it was our understanding they provide them a ticket,
Right.
and then they drop
The
them
Border
off at our
Patrol
bus.
provides them a ticket?
That's what we were told, and that's what I understood, but obviously some of them didn't. Or they're arranging tickets with them there,
Through
you know
some
what I
other
mean,
means.
with a relative that's paying for it. Something, I don't know.
It's all word of mouth, man. It's all they're all calling back home and saying, hey, you know, come on over.
All I know is that until today, 99% of them that got off the Border Patrol bus at our bus station had a ticket.
Right.
And so all the charitable organizations were doing was help feeding them, giving them some clothes, we provided showers and things like that, and then putting them on the bus and off they go. So tonight's the first time we really had this, even this many that we've had to deal with overnight.
Wow.
So we'll try to sort it out tomorrow.
Well, let me ask you this, sir. You said these people encountered the Border Patrol crossing the border. Are any of them facing any criminal charges for crossing the border itself?
They're all detainees, and they're
Right.
all traveling with the understanding that they have a notice to appear, which is a document that says you can travel, but on such and such a day you need to appear at the immigration court in wherever.
The thing about it is, we aren't just letting them go. They're being given orders to appear, you know, in front of an immigration judge. If they're going, I don't know.
I talked to a couple of them last night that were going to California. I talked to one yesterday who was going to Miami. A lot of them are going to Dallas and Houston and others, but they all have a court date
Right.
set, and they're under deportation proceedings, but they don't have a court date, some of them for months.
So as far as you know, some of these people could end up back on the other side of the border.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Absolutely.
they're not, the folks here are not from Mexico.
Right.
They're all really from three countries: El Salvador, Honduras, or Guatemala. If they were from Mexico, the Border Patrol would take them directly back across the bridge and repatriate them.
To back to Mexico.
Yeah, they would just take them back to the bridge and off they would go. But since these folks are not from Mexico, they're from Central America, then they place them in deportation proceedings, and they instruct them to appear for the court.
So you heard it right there. As far as this gentleman knows, there are at least some people being supplied tickets by the Border Patrol. And as he was telling us, the people who end up at this facility, they're not criminals, they have no criminal background, but they are expected to appear in a court at some date.
Well, basically what we understand is they're coming over from Honduras, from Salvador, and Guatemala. Basically, according to, I've talked to some of the people that, that are here, and basically what they're telling us is that, their countries are just in a state of unrest.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of violence going on, a lot of, just things that they're looking to get away from. So they've made the trip here, many of them with their families, and they're processed. From what we understand, the system is that they get processed at Border Patrol.
Yes.
And then when they're, given their, I guess, next appointment, whenever that's going to be, they're given a sort of permit.
Yes, ma'am.
And then they make their way over to our bus station, and it's not just our bus station. I understand they're, being transported to various bus stations around the area. And then, they purchase their ticket, and sometimes, they are dropped off at noon. The bus doesn't leave, until 6 o'clock. So there's a little bit of time in there. We've been very blessed. Our community has come together.
Mm-hmm.
They're, helping them, at least take a shower,
Right.
get them fed. Then, as soon as, their bus ticket is, coming up, then they get transported back, and hopefully they're, they're on their way.
Now, as far as the people you've spoken to, how do they just get here to the United States? We under the impression that they encountered the Border Patrol at some point, but how do they get from Guatemala, El Salvador to the U.S. soil? How do they do that?
I can't tell you about all of them, but I know that one young woman that I was speaking to, who was 21 years old and had a 3-year-old child with her, she said that she had a family member purchase a bus ticket for her, and she traveled by bus, all the way from Salvador
Right.
to our border.
Are there any children coming by themselves? Anybody less than 18 years of age?
From what we understand, there are.
How young have you seen?
Well, I personally haven't seen any alone here at this center. I've seen infants with their parents.
Oh, infants with
Yeah,
their parents.
Right,
Okay.
but I have not seen any children alone at this center
this
yet.
particular
Right, at this
facility.
particular location, I have not seen any at all.
Celebrate the spirit of freedom and liberty upon which our nation was founded at InfoWarsShop.com. Molon Lave is ancient Greek for come and take it. This popular design combines both classic Greek Spartan imagery with modern M16 assault rifles. Now available in women's tees and proudly made in the USA. Celebrate the spirit of 1776 with the George Washington brass belt buckle or this incredibly sharp-looking 1776 hat. Badass. And be sure to check out the new arrivals at InfoWars Life, where you can prepare your body to perform at peak levels with Survival Shield Nascent Iodine, Super Male Vitality, and Fluoride Shield. And wake up, America. Immune Support Blend is the healthy choice for the gourmet coffee lover. So get incredibly high-quality, freedom-based products and help fund the revolution at InfoWarsShop.com.